I'm here with the governor. The governor has wanted to make it very clear, that the state is prepared. And I have to start by saying, we've been watching this, and, there's a number of times we look at storms and we say, is it really going to be that serious? And all the indicators right now are showing that this thing could drop anywhere from 12 to 18 inches on us, and it could be a heavy, steady snowfall that's coming at us Wednesday night into Thursday. So from a DOT end, I've had to assure the governor that we have over 1,300 operators and supervisors on the state. We have 634 state plows and 18 industrial loaders. We've got materials, equipment, spare parts outside here. Maybe later you want to go and take a look. We'll show you how we take the salt and we mix it, that brine solution. We've already begun that, so if you were driving in today, you probably saw some of the roads have that whitish blue hue to it that turns around and sets it up for us for when we're going to go forward. We're taking advantage of the dry conditions we have today. You can do that up to 3 days before, so we're hoping that we're going to be able to do that. We're also monitoring, and we're in partnership with our sister states, looking at what it is that going to affect the truck traffic and whether or not we have to make decisions on that. So I'm going to tell you to stay tuned on that as we watch and we monitor with them whether or not we have to start putting the restrictions out. I have to give you an update that Metro North just called that the two Waterbury buses in the afternoon, the one at 448 and 648, they're already going to suspend them. They already anticipate the problems and they don't want to have people get caught up there in terms of what's going on. So right now, the regular trains are going to continue to go. We will continue to keep utilizing you as our voice pieces out there to turn around and make sure that we're getting the message out to the public as clearly as we possibly can. And with that, I'd like to introduce my boss, the governor of the state of Connecticut, and the person that constantly is asking us, are we ready for this? And I want you to know that the men and the women of the DOT are ready for this storm coming in. Governor?
Hey, thanks, Joe. Yeah, the DOT is ready. As I've been saying for about 12 months, hope for the best and prepare for the worst. And this could be 12 to 18 inches. It could hit pretty hard in a little more than 24 hours. And some of the guys in there just give me a briefing saying they're showing up tomorrow morning and they don't know when they're going to be heading home because you got to go round the clock when it's storming like it could be. I feel like I have some messages. I repeat them depending on what the event is, but they're often the same. One is stay safe, stay home. To everybody that doesn't have to travel starting late Wednesday night when it starts snowing, don't. Let the amazing guys from DOT do their work. If you're on a road, you're on a hill, you spin out, you slow down, that can stop a snowplow, that can create traffic, that can take a guy off the battlefield when we need them working round the clock. Stay safe, stay home. Joe just reminded me, everything we do on a regional basis. One of the first things that he does is he reaches out to New York and Massachusetts and Rhode Island. And together, one of the first things they'll decide is what you do with the big tractor trailer trucks, since they're the ones that can really snarl up traffic. We want to avoid that. We're working hard to track our vaccines as they come in by truck and make sure they can work around the store and make sure the vaccinations can continue to happen with as little pause as we can possibly muster. CT Travel Smart, I was just told. You want to know what the latest is, what the updates, what roads open, what roads we got to work on. CT Travel Smart is where you go. You'll get regular updates there. I'll be getting regular updates there as well. And sorry, kids, in the old days used to have a snow day coming up, and now it will be a virtual learning day. One of the many ways that our world has changed. So get the computer logged on because you'll still be learning for a little bit longer. Anyway, I think our team is ready, Joe. I think the DOT is ready. 600 plus snow plows. 100 guys are out with COVID, Joe just told me. So we got the contractors ready to back up as well. They're starting to put down the salt mixture, right now. so we can anticipate as the snow begins to aggregate in 28 hours or something and get a head start on this. And if I had one message for you, it's the same message I've been repeating for a while. Stay safe, stay home, don't get out on the roads if you don't absolutely have to. And that's how we'll be able to get through this and be back to something closer to normal by Friday. Thanks, everybody.
The only other thing I'll add is that we warn people all the time that, if you go out there on the road, please stay well behind the plows. We would prefer you not be out there. We've got to keep these roads open. We've got to keep these roads safe. And when you get stuck out there, it pulls critical personnel the men and women that are out there trying to clear the roads from doing their job to trying to deal with the incidents that are out there. This is a serious storm that's coming in. We want to make sure that message is out there loud and clear. So thank you.
Hey, Joe, can you talk about the contracting out and have so many people out because of COVID?
We always, the question was, can I talk about the contracting out because of the people that have COVID? And yes, we do have, unfortunately, we've been hit very hard with the COVID. We have over 100 employees that have tested positive. I have almost double that number that are waiting for tests. And right now what we've had to do is we've always used contractors to supplement on a major storm. But we're now engaging a lot more contractors because we know that we are going to need them with a storm like this, and it's our way of augmenting the force that's there. They work with us. I didn't get a chance to say it, or I forgot to say it before, but this year we also have the ability with GPS to monitor where all the trucks are and how we're doing with the roads that are out there. So we have a constant exchange of information that tells us how the roads are going and how we're able to keep up with the storm. But the direct answer is it's not unique for us to have used contractors, but this time here it's much more needed than it's ever been in the past.
And do you think COVID may work to your advantage in the fact that many people are working from home and have the ability to do so and will stay off the roads?
I would turn and say to you that what we have seen lately, and it kind of works both ways. Yes, we are almost up to pre-COVID levels on our highway, but we're at pre-COVID levels while the people that are using the trains to go into New York are down 87%. So if that volume comes up, that directly impacts. So knowing right now that we're already carrying about 80% of what would have been a pre-COVID load out there, doesn't mean that we have the luxury we had when this thing first began and our highway was way down around 40%. But what you are right about is, yes, a lot of people, a lot of companies, including our own, has learned how to do work from home using computers and teleworking. And I'm hoping that the governor's message that if you can stay home, you stay home, and that you're able to still be able to be active, be able to do your job, because our world has changed in terms of being able to do that.
On the trucks, how that works?
You want all the secrets to how we go and make things work here. What's going on right now, we're going through this right now, and we will have a lot more information, and we'll give it out as it comes in. We've now put it out there. We always had the ability that we have. If you ever take a look at the front of the truck, and they'll show you, there's a little, sorry about that, there's a little, I would call it a receiver that is constantly feeding information that tells the driver not only what the temperature of the road is, what the temperature of the air is, so we can start seeing where the transition is. It'll also tell us how much do we want to take of the snow off the road. Because if we know it's going to freeze later on, you don't want to go all the way down to the surface. You want to leave a little bit so that way there you can get that up. What we've added on this time is that we've put it there that the truck is going to be constantly communicating back with our headquarters. I'll be in a better position after a couple of storms to tell you how efficient it is, but we're looking forward to it because it'll let us know where all of our drivers are at any given time, let us know where they are on the roads, and that way there it also, we have 11,000 miles of road that we maintain out there. So there's a lot of work out there that we have to keep an eye on.
With contractors filling in, are they driving the state trucks or do they have GPS
No,
on their
they drive their own trucks, and I do not, are they on the GPS system yet, Paul? No, it'll be a while. Some of the other states, I was just on a call, and that's why I needed to check with Paul Rizzo, by the way, is in charge of all this for the DOT. Some of the other states now have had regular contractors, and they're doing the same thing. They're putting that same GPS technology into their trucks as well, so we can monitor their contractors' trucks at the same time. This is our first year with it. We'll see how it goes. If it goes very, very well, that may be something we'll be requiring in the future.
In touch with them now.
Basically, they are constantly on a radio system that they can call in, and we've got telephones out there. You know, our world is running with telephones right now. So we have a way of talking to every driver that's out there and monitoring what's going on with them.
I got a quick question. Governor Lamont, do you have an idea of how many vaccines you could potentially be receiving over the next couple of days? Do you have an idea about that or any information about that?
I think we were scheduled to receive 32,600 this week, and I think most of them are arriving by the end of tomorrow.
Are you concerned at all that the weather will impact delivery of these vaccines?
I think we can manage the delivery. I understand that public health and public safety are working on that. Whether everybody's going to get vaccinated on Friday or Thursday, we'll see.
People may have a tough time getting to work together.
5.98 was the positivity, by the way. I just took a look at that number, which under 6%, as I like to think. You know, so we've been at as high as, I think, 8.6, 7.6 a few days ago, 6.6, 6. So that's a trend, but it's too short to extrapolate from.
Governor, where will you be riding out the storm?
Right here in Hartford, in the residence.
And no plans for a travel ban at this time? You'll wait and see how bad it gets?
I'll take the lead from Joe on that. I think they'll be giving us some updates on a regular basis.
And Governor Lamont, have you talked to Eversource or UI and how they're prepping and if they're prepared for the storm? We're expecting gusts and heavy snow.
I have not personally talked to them. I can tell you the public safety and DEEP have been talking to them, making sure they've got folks pre-positioned, ready to go. I'll have to get back to you on the results of those conversations. Oh, they're part of the command center, which will probably be a virtual command center, just to give you an idea of how the world is changing, so everybody does not have to congest in the EOC this time.
Updates from a virtual command center.
How will you get updates at a virtual command center?
You know, I would say the same. The only thing that would be different this time is that, you know, we would, the same way you got a notification that the governor wanted to have a press conference this morning, we would be putting it out that way, sending the information out, and it's actually a good question because right now we're all working with it, you know, as to how we're each going to go and do that. You know, we have access on our computers and everything else. I've got access to see everything that's going on, but you know, stay tuned on that. I'm going to have to get back to you on that in terms of how you do it.
We'll get back to that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I try to anticipate each of your questions, but you know, it doesn't always work that way.
Well, have you done any sort of modeling with the EOC, how this would work under these circumstances? Or basically, have what we're going through the last 8 or 9 months been...
Actually, we've been in contact with the EOC virtually all the way through this. There's been a couple of times we've had to go and do test runs with it, and we've actually, the governor has called meetings where we've done it virtually already with the governor. So it's not, we know already we have the ability to do it. I just don't know right now where that reach out to the press is going to be.
Yeah, Paul, we've been having virtual EOC meetings pretty much since the pandemic began. Now with the snowstorm, there's an extra twist to it. Thanks, everybody.